Christmas Inheritance is one of those Christmas movies that doesn't try to reinvent anything. And honestly, that's part of why it works. I expected a predictable Hallmark style plot, and yes, that's exactly what it is. It's super predictable. But it's also surprisingly solid. It's warm, it's very easy to watch. It doesn't really waste any time, it doesn't drag, it doesn't get dramatic for no reason. It just tells a simple story well, and sometimes that's enough. This movie, in this movie, we follow Ellie, the daughter of a successful CEO, and she's next in line to take over the company. But before she does, she has to prove that she understands the value of humility, of people, of tradition. Her task is simple: go to the city of Snow Falls, great name for a Christmas town, deliver a Christmas letter, or multiple Christmas letters, I should say, and basically get a taste of what normal life feels like. She's stripped of money, stripped of comfort and status. She gets thrown into a small town of Snow Falls, where nobody knows who she is and also nobody really cares who she is. And we just get to watch her adapt in the city. And honestly, it's genuinely really fun. There's some good humor in the movie as well. There's no forced chaos, no melodrama, just some gradual change. Now, what works really well in this movie? Well, the biggest reason this movie works is the lead performance. We have Eliza Taylor, and she feels really human. She doesn't play Ellie as a caricature of a spoiled person. She she plays her as someone who is very simple, simple in a way that, well, she hasn't really seen the real world yet. You see her soften up across the film, not because the script tells you that she has to change, but because she experiences things that make her change. She works, she messes up, and she learns. It's really believable. Jake Lacey, he also does a really good job. He's very grounded. He's likable. Not much in the beginning. At the beginning, when he's introduced, he comes a little bit across as, well, a little bit of a douchebag. But the more the movie continues, you actually like him. At least I do. And besides likable, he also feels believable as a small town guy who has no patience for entitled behavior. The chemistry between them isn't really explosive, but it's steady and natural. It feels like something that could actually happen, how two people meet and how two people will actually fall in love. So it definitely feels like two people figuring each other out rather than, Hollywood romance playing out in fast forward. And the town itself, like I said, Snow Falls, great name. The town is given enough screen time to feel like a real place, not just a backdrop. You see the diners, holiday events, and residents who remember each other. We see people with history. It feels lived in, and that's what matters. This movie, it's super predictable, yes, but the predictability isn't the same as boring. This predictability isn't a problem. Some films are predictable and still they suck. They still are very dull. This one is predictable and still engaging because of the focuses. It focuses on small human moments, conversations, mistakes, generosity and pride, humility. It doesn't really rely on twists or forced drama to keep you watching. It relies on tone and character because we already know how this movie is going to play out. We see Ellie volunteering at the inn. We see Ellie learning to work for things instead of just getting them, inheriting them. We see Ellie realizing that money doesn't solve the important stuff. It's really standard, but it definitely feels earned, and that is important. The movie takes the rich girl learns humility trope and executes it very cleanly. No shortcuts, but no unnecessary struggle either. Her growth comes through exposure, not punishment, and that's kind of refreshing. Sometimes the villain, no, sometimes a film doesn't need a villain. And sometimes just learning a lesson is enough. And when the movie ended, I didn't sit there analyzing the plot, like what happened, why did it happen? No, I just sat there and I was like, wow, great movie. That feels good. Great, we have a happy ending. And that's the difference between something being forgettable and something being worthwhile. Christmas Inheritance succeeds because, well, the characters, they feel human, they're not exaggerated. They really feel grounded, all of them really. Maybe in the beginning Ellie feels a little bit over the top naive, but she gets toned down really quick and you start to root for her as well. The romance is slow and believable, it's not rushed. The tone is really warm without being too sugary. And I think it respects the audience. It respects you as a watcher. It doesn't try too hard. Is this movie groundbreaking? No, absolutely not. Or will it stay with you forever? Probably not, but I'm going to be honest here. I've watched this movie at least 20 times, minimum. I think this movie is from 2017. It's 2025. I'm pretty sure I've watched this movie like 2 or 3 times every Christmas season since it came out. That's how much I like this movie. And that's saying a lot because I don't like a lot of movies. So this movie definitely delivers what it promises. A Christmas story about growth and kindness, community and second chances, without the drama and the loud messaging or the emotional manipulation. It's just a movie that wants to make you feel good for 90 minutes. And for a holiday film, that's kind of a great goal. So here's the bottom line. Christmas Inheritance, it is a very simple Christmas movie, but it's done right. You get comfortable pacing, very likable characters, believable growth, and good chemistry. The setting, very Christmassy, great vibe, and a message that lands without being heavy handed. It's not too on the nose, I would say. It's warm and consistent, and yeah, it's really good, I think. And sometimes the best Christmas movies aren't the loud ones. They're the ones that just make you relax, smile, and breathe a little easier. And this one did that. So, what would I rate this movie? Well, I'm going to give this movie a 9. That's how much I like this movie. Now, of course, I'm giving it a 9 within the sense of Christmas movies, not generally speaking over all movies, but for what this movie is trying to do within the spirit of Christmas and the holiday season and the romance, I think this movie is outstanding. 9 out of 10 easily. I could watch this movie over and over again. But then again, that's just my take on this movie. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.